expert, Hyderabad. He is a founder of Maharshi Yoga Research Center. And I also acknowledge the presence of Telangana Yoga Teachers Coordination Committee, President Ravi Kishore sir, General Secretary Satya Reddy sir, Vice President Brij Bhushan and Ravi Kumar sir. You please come here and sit, sir. All of you, please. I invite Ram Babu sir. Yeah. Here, that one. Yes. That's
Thank you, madam. Yoga and yoga therapist, naturopathy, and the acupuncturist. So now we are going to know the effect of Nadi Shudhi Pranayama on the neurological disorders, how it is working on only few of, there are many neurological disorders, many are there, but I did an experiment, I did a small research on the 3 disorders. They are, number 1, same, in curing, not reversing, in curing faster in the 3 diseases, what I have done the experiment or what I have done the research. The first one is how we can reverse the paralysis. We can reverse the paralysis with the help of Nadi Shudhi Pranayama, and also we can slow down the progression of the Parkinson's disease, and this we can reverse the schizophrenia. Is a psychological problem. So how it is, we'll discuss. So the Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, the pranayama works very effectively to curing many diseases, many neurological diseases. But I did an experiment on these 3 diseases because in terms of availability of the patients in my clinic, so that's why I did experiments on these 3 diseases. How can we reverse it and how can we stop the progression of the diseases? So then the first, as we know, the paralysis is a small blood clot which is accumulated in the brain. So that affects on our motor neurons. The motor area is affected. That affects on our either the left side of the body or the right side of the body. This also we can call as hemiplegia, and also sometimes affects both the lower limbs and the upper limbs. So this we can call it as paralysis, as you know. So then, when we go to the doctor, when we go to the first day of the effect, the paralytic effect, so the wound is healed by, actually it takes about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So after the wound is healed, then we have to start the Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. Then within the 3 weeks, how it affects, I'll tell you. How the patient is recovered, I will tell you with the scientific explanation. So now again the Parkinson's disease also, Parkinson's is a problem of the neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitter which we call dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical which is coming from the basal ganglia. As you know, basal ganglia is situated exactly below the cerebral hemispheres. I'll show you that where it is. So then that basal ganglia will secrete the dopamine. If the basal ganglia cells are not insufficient in secretion, so then that leads to the Parkinson's disease, as you know that. So Parkinson's is a kind of tremor, and the patient is having tremors or shiverings. So the means the body means that neuromuscular part is affected, right? So that generally that is a progressive disorder, means there is no cure, progressive disorder, right? So the patient always, till the end of the life, they have to use the dopamine tablet. They should be dependent on the dopamine or levodopa tablets. So that is a fact. But we can, it's a progressive disorder. Even if it is a progressive disorder, we can slow down the progression. All right. And the patient be able to do their regular activities with the normal movements. So that we can do. How? We'll discuss now. And another part, what I have done the experiment on the schizophrenia patients. So schizophrenia is a psychiatric problem. So it has many different kind of symptoms. We'll discuss. 100% we can reverse it. Schizophrenia will be reversed only with the simple and simplest pranayama. All right. So then what is the Nadi Shudhi Pranayama? We'll discuss now. Yeah. Right. So the pranayama means, see, it's a prana plus ayama. The words, two words together. The prana plus ayama. Prana means vital force of energy, and ayama means the expansion. Means the pranayama means expansion of vital force of energy. Means the total word of the meaning of the pranayama is the vital force of energy is expansion, is going, moving from the brain to the all the parts of our body. All right. So this is the expansion of the vital force. Where is the vital force? Can we see the vital force? We cannot see the vital force. So how, you know, how we can, how death happens? We don't know. Means that the kind of energy is going away from the body, then we cannot, there is no life, right? That is called vital force of energy. So that vital force of energy flows on in the body, flows in the body through the nadis, right? So in Nadi Shudhi Pranayama, what we are going to do is, we are emphasizing the energy flow in the nadis. So that we are going to do. So how? You know, the technique, I'm going to show you the technique. Yeah. Most importantly is intimately linked with the performance of the brain. So breath is not just a breath, breathing. It is not a breathing. Breath is not simple breathing technique. It is always, just when you start breathing consciously, it is connected to the medulla oblongata. It is connected to the medulla oblongata. How it is connected? Just see, we'll discuss now. Next. Now, in this technique, we are going to do with a small and simple, very simple technique that is called phase 1. In phase 1, what we are doing is inhale and exhale through the, just by doing simple left nostril breathe in and left nostril breathe out. So this is first phase. Means we have to do only with the left nostril breathe in and left nostril breathe out 10 rounds, and with the, after finishing that, we need to do right nostril breathe in and breathe out 10 times. So this is first phase. So after finishing the 10 repetitions, so then we have to give a few seconds of gap, and then we can repeat it for five times. So then what happens in the body, in the brain, is when the conscious breath is touching the walls of the nostrils, that immediately triggers the medulla oblongata. So what is the medulla oblongata? The medulla oblongata is the controller of the respiration, which is situated in the brain. That we can see, the medulla oblongata we can see on the screen. See, 3D పెట్టు ఒకసారి, 3D పెట్టమ్మా, 3D పెట్టు ఇక్కడ నుంచి. Yeah, just I want to show in 3D. This is 100% experimental study. So what I have done, how it is working. See, this is a brain. So brain is having cerebral hemisphere, two cerebral hemispheres in front, cerebrum, and see, this is the medulla oblongata. This so this is going to stimulate. So this is a medulla oblongata area. This is going to stimulate. Just if you do the breath consciously, just repeatedly you do breath consciously, immediately the center of the respiratory system is going to trigger. So that influence will be on the entire brain. That influence will be on the entire brain. So, and then in second phase what happens, we'll be knowing. Adi march. Good. Very much. And in the second phase, what is going on? See, we are going to do the altering the breath. See, alternate to nostril breathing. The left nostril, breath in, right nostril, breath out, right nostril, breath in, and left nostril, breathe out. So with equal inhalation and exhalation using the ratio of 1:1. 1:1 ratio is nothing but if you inhale 5 seconds and if you exhale 5 seconds, that is equal ratio. We should maintain the equal ratio by altering the breath. Okay. For example, if you breath in with the left nostril with 5 seconds, if you breath out 5 seconds, and again if you breath in 5 seconds with the right nostril and with the exhale with the left nostril, that is called 1:1 ratio of the Nadi Shudhi Pranayama. What happens in this of the Nadi Shudhi Pranayama? Okay, just see, look at here. Turn Jema. Front this. Yeah. See, look at here. These two are cerebral hemispheres. This entire part is cerebrum, and these left and right cerebral hemispheres are going to stimulate in the alternate nostril breathing. Okay, then what we have discussed in earlier, what we have discussed, the paralysis. Paralysis is a blood clot which is there in the cerebral hemispheres only, because cerebral hemisphere is a seat for the motor organs, right? Left and right body is controlled by the cerebral hemisphere itself, as you know, right? So then, that is why when you do Nadi Shudhi Pranayama, the simple technique, very simple technique, after recovering the wound, okay, after recovering the wound, then start just doing altering the breath. Okay, how it has to be done, that is very important. After 2 or 3 weeks of paralytic attack, we need to start. It is to be like a English medicine, right? Morning, afternoon, and in the evening. Okay, that is the dosage, right? Morning, afternoon, and evening. So that is a simple process. Just if you do at least for morning 5 minutes, afternoon 5 minutes, and the evening 5 minutes, we can recover faster the paralytic patient. Okay, so this is, I have done the research on my patients. And then, so then the second, next phase 3 తీసుకో. phase 3 తీసుకో, phase 3. phase 2 అయిపోయింది, phase 2 తీసుకో. See what I have discussed, right? See the 5 seconds inhalation, 5 seconds exhalation, all right. And the third phase, and in the phase 3, what is happening? See, look at this. Alternative nostril with the kumbhaka, all right. So kumbhaka is nothing but breath holding. And for example, and 5 seconds duration of the exhalation, again 5 seconds retention of the external holding, again 5 seconds inhalation, again holding, internal retention, and exhalation with the other nostril. This is only the simple technique. Breath in and out we are doing, right? So in kumbhaka what we are doing is just holding the breath, only 3 to 5 seconds enough. In the initial stages, 3 to 5 seconds enough, breath holding 3 to 5 seconds. This gives you a good relaxation to the brain, instant relaxation to the brain, you know. So next slide. See how does it work? See, we have discussed already. See, nasal passage is cleansed, and when the conscious and mild pressurized breathing get in touch with the walls of the nostril, the medulla oblongata gets stimulated in phase 1. All right. And medulla oblongata is the controller of involuntary respiration. As you know, involuntary respiration is nothing but unknowingly we are doing. All right. We don't know how we breathe, right? It is going on. That is involuntary respiration. That is controlled by the medulla oblongata. And the next one, next slide. Next, see medulla oblongata also we can see here. See, this is, that is cerebral hemispheres and midbrain, and this is hindbrain, and the center portion is, you know, thalamus and pituitary gland, pons, medulla oblongata. This is medulla oblongata is a respiratory center, and also it controls circulation. It also controls the blood circulation and also to the respiratory system. And see, the spinal cord is going back to the body parts. Okay, next. See, the left and right cerebral hemisphere get stimulated, maintain good coordination between both in phase 2. Cerebrum controls muscles, functions, and also controls speech. Just listen clearly here, look at here. Cerebrum controls muscle functions and also controls speech, thought, emotions, reading, writing, and learning. Just if you do the Nadi Shudhi Pranayama, if you altering the breath, these all the things can be controlled.